Okay, this is the P1 paper from January 2023. It's question number 2, and this is a straight line graphs question, in particular looking at parallel and perpendicular lines. Let's read it through, and for part A it says P, Q and R are those three coordinates there, and what we've been asked to try and do is to prove that angle PQR is equal to 90 degrees. So draw a quick sketch out. Depending on how much time you've got, I'll make this relatively accurate in terms of if P is -3, 7, I'm going to put it in roughly the right place there. If Q is 9, 11, I'm going to put that maybe somewhere like there, Q being 9, 11. If R is 12, 2, then it's going to be a little bit further over, but quite low down there. So R is 12, 2. And only because I've read the rest of the question, I know that they want S to be such that this point is a rectangle. So S is going to be around about there. Now, I don't know whether S should be up there or down there. And it doesn't really matter at the moment because obviously once I've got the maths, I can then work out what that's going to be there. Let's just call that X, Y. And for part A, it says prove that angle PQR is equal to 90 degrees. So PQR, which sort of looks like 90 degrees on my diagram, so that's good that it does there. That angle there, if I want to prove that's 90 degrees, I'm just going to work out the gradient of PQ, I'm going to work out the gradient of QR, and I'm going to show that one of them is -1 over the other one, or they multiply together to make -1. Let's explain that to the examiner then. So I'm going to say gradient PQ, which, as you should know, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So in this case, 11 minus 7, all divided by 9. Be careful here, minus 3, which is going to give me 4 over 12, or in other words, a third. Excuse me. So what I'm hoping then is that when I do QR, should work out to be -3, but let's do it. Gradient of QR then is still y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. That's going to work out to be 11 minus 2 this time over 9 minus 12, which works out to be 9 over -3 or -3. So yeah, I got what I wanted, but I'm going to just make it really clear. So I'm going to say since gradient PQ multiplied by gradient QR equals -1, therefore they are perpendicular. Perpendicular. Let's just move that and put that over here. Therefore they're perpendicular. Therefore, what was it that we were looking for? Angle PQR is equal to 90 degrees. Perfect. And then the second part, I use this method quite often. Excuse me. It says find the coordinates of S here. So if I want to find the coordinates of point S here, what I do is I basically say what's happening there, and I know what's happening there because it's the same as what's happening on the right hand side there, what's happening with QR, and we can simply say that in order to get from Q to R, what do? Well, we move across 3 units and we move down 9 units. Okay, so if we're going to just have 3 minus 9 as my translation there, I'm just going to apply exactly the same translation there, 3 minus 9, and that's going to give me the point there. So if I want to work that out, let's put it back in right colour here for part B then. How many marks are there for this? Yeah, it's only 2 marks. I don't need to show too much working out for this. If I've got -3, 7, and I just add on 3 minus 9 here, then I'm going to get the new point 0 minus 2. Just be careful about what you write down in terms of column vectors and points, but as long as we get the right answer there, I don't think it's going to make too much of a difference. So, yeah, very straightforward, and that little technique that I've done in red, I've done that on a number of other videos with this sort of question.